final days of the fall trade-up event at Cunis. With winter on the horizon, trade up now to a new safe and reliable vehicle. We're offering top dollar for trades. We'll do whatever it takes to get you into a great new ride. At your nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. Don't miss the last 2 weeks of huge discounts on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Shop over 600 pre-owned vehicles under 20 grand and over 150 under 10 grand. Plus, you can buy 3 tires and get 1 for $1 just in time for winter.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear Lifetime Powertrain Warranty included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Don't miss the final days of the fall trade-up event. Start your search online at CunisMKE.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into the Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee.
Key to Aaron Rodgers is the effect, positive or negative, that he has on the Packers winning their division based on how the Steelers do against all 4 teams. So the game means even less than it normally would, because if, for example, Aaron Rodgers leads Pittsburgh to wins over the other 3 division teams, what he does against the Packers isn't that important, because he did his job by giving all those division opponents a loss. A loss to the Packers would mean he didn't do, I think that'd probably be better. If he can beat all 4 teams, it's better for the Packers if they lose to Pittsburgh, if Pittsburgh then beats all the other 3 division teams, versus beating Aaron Rodgers and then Pittsburgh losing to the other teams. Somebody else can look up all the stats there, but yeah, it's going to be fun. Let's see. But everything is important only as it relates to the Green Bay Packers, not to Aaron Rodgers. The difference doesn't matter with Aaron Rodgers. None. But since it affects the Packers, it has some impact. Not nearly as much fun as it's going to be. But again, this is the odd situation where the Steelers play every team in the division, and that changes everything. So enjoy like a roller coaster. That does not make a roller coaster ride important. That's the position of this show. Guests on the show do not necessarily agree, not this week, by next week. Now understand, and, if they win, it's not that big. If they lose, it's not that big. This week, big. Yes, fun, entertaining. As if you were going on the best roller coaster in the country, and that would be Millennium Force at Cedar Point in Ohio. Or used to be. I don't know, maybe it's changed. I doubt it. We start with Rain Man. I start with Rain Man. Jason Wilde will be on later. And also Tim Van Vorn. Can't wait to hear them talk, if they wish, about Aaron Rodgers. They know him. I know him. If I did ask a question, it would be, what the hell happened to you? And he would go, Charles, you're nicely dressed. Every time he saw me, he always addressed what I was wearing because he's one of those people who attempts to and can remember everyone. And the way those people do that, those who can remember, is they have something that they always think of with each person. For me, it was whatever he did. I didn't ask for a follow-up. The clothing, for somebody else, it could be something else. But there's always one thing. And if you want to try to remember many, many, many people, that's the way to do it. Associate something so that when you see them, you think of that, and then you'll remember them better. A Rain Man is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Caller 5, 1-800-990-3776, 1-800-990-3776. Caller 5, you automatically get a $25 gift card from Cousin Subs, a great partner. And if you win the contest, which goes until the end of the year, you could win Cousin Subs for a year. That's worth about $300. So thanks to Cousin Subs. We do not agree on one thing. I said that if you don't get any of them right, you should not get the $25 gift card. And they said, no, it's our partnership, and we'll give everybody a $25 gift card, even if they stink. And we did have someone who got 0, still got the $25 gift card. I hope that person sends a thank you note to Cousin Subs. It's not a very high standard to say you have to get 1 of 15 right, but when you're a kind partner like Cousin Subs, whatever they say is how we're going to do it. The other great partner is Saganiac Planning, 1-800-990-3776. Pebble, we do have a contestant, right?
We do indeed.
So,
Corey and Beaver Dam.
There's absolutely no reason to keep calling. 1-800-990-3776. Remember the number for a future Rain Man. As for tonight, don't waste our time. The only chance you would have, it's for some reason Corey would just hang up. That actually happened last week, I think. And then
Indeed it did.
Somebody got a second chance. The other great partner, Saganiac Planning. For many, many years, Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. And then someone said to me, do you know they've been doing it better than 50 years? You might want to mention that because that explains how they can be so great regarding employee benefits, which can be complicated sometimes. Not when you're doing it well for over 50 years. So, Saganiac Planning is now a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service and doing it well for over 50 years. Also, a phone number to remember that you can remember. All you got to remember is 783. That's it, 783. Saganiac Planning, 262-783. Roger Maris, 6161.
That number again, 262-783-6161.
And Roger Maris is very old, 1961 when he hit 61 home runs. But people have gotten into the 60s, but we haven't had a 61 to replace a new, more recent name. And if somebody else does something that 61 is easily remembered, then we might change that instead of Roger Maris. But it's 262-783. Roger Maris, 6161. We have a three-way tie. That's important because the people that are tied for first need to know they cannot compete. If you are first or tied for first, you cannot compete until someone passes you, and then all three of them can get back in. I believe our last 3 competitions, each competition last 6 months, have all been tied, and we've had at least 2, and then it has been a random selection. Joining us now is Corey in Beaver Dam. Corey, you're on 94.5 ESPN. Your Rain Man resume, please.
First time going up against them.
Oh, and you have listened, so you know how it works, or not?
Oh, yeah.
All right. 15 questions, 2 minutes. The first question is the Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question. Can only be about Marquette because Saganiac Planning has been a great Marquette supporter for many, 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 many years. Do you have any questions or anything you want to say before we get started?
Let's just go Bucks tonight.
Go Bucks, yeah. Giannis. Chris Middleton, somebody should check the over-under on how many points he's supposed to get. Whatever it is, take the over. Unless he's hurt. He he's gonna do what he can to. I would be shocked if he scored less than 20, but I don't know what the over/under is on his points. Pebblewort, we have 3 at 7. Is that correct?
That's correct.
3 at 7. The first question is the Marquette trivia question from Saganiac Planning. You ready to go, Corey?
Let's try it.
3, 2, 1, go. Which Marquette player is part of the tallest couple in the world with kids? Total with a wife, 13 feet 8 inches.
Novak.
Incorrect. How old is Jordan Love?
26.
Correct. How old is Aaron Rodgers?
39.
Incorrect. Who was the starting quarterback the last time the Packers beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh?
Favre.
Incorrect. Who was the coach of the Packers the last time Green Bay beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh?
Holmgren.
Incorrect. Who was the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Very famous the last time Green Bay won in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. He threw 4 interceptions.
4 interceptions. Bradshaw.
Correct. NBA career points. Giannis is number 32, 52, or 92.
52.
Correct. Who has more NBA career points? Larry Bird or Giannis?
We'll go with Giannis.
Correct. Who has more NBA career points? Giannis or Damian Lillard?
Lillard.
Correct. Top 3 ranked teams in college football.
Ohio State. Pass.
Wisconsin at Oregon this weekend. What number is Oregon ranked?
6.
Correct. Wisconsin shut out in back-to-back games for the first time since 1977. Who was the coach in 1977?
Pass.
Upsets are possible. 2019, Wisconsin favored by 31 and lost to what Big Ten team?
Northwestern.
Incorrect. 1981, Wisconsin, a 19-point underdog, beat what Big Ten team?
Michigan.
That's correct. Wisconsin, how big an underdog against Oregon? 34, 37, or 40 points?
34.
34 is correct. Now, I don't know. Well, how many can we take of those?
Well, we can't take that one.
We can't
of course,
take that
no.
one.
But the other one came after the buzzer as well.
All right.
But you did get the question in, so I think we can still give him the correct answer.
Correct answer on the 19-point underdog,
Yes.
Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to check this because I think he said, who has more NBA career points, Larry Bird or Giannis? And who did he say?
He said, I believe he said Bird.
And I think he might be right.
Yeah.
What?
You said Giannis? I have to go back and listen to the tape.
You got it. But we got to look because I got to look that up. Look under basketball reference. I think I didn't circle which one. Giannis is 45. I think Larry Bird is ahead of him.
Then I said Bird.
No,
Yeah,
you said Giannis over Bird.
No, I did. Okay.
No, he said Giannis over Bird.
right.
I'm going to check right now to
Check
see
it. I
what
think
it is.
Giannis is 45. I think Bird is. I don't know. Gosh, this is terrible. All right.
Yes,
'Cause
Giannis is 40. Giannis is 52, actually.
52, and Larry Bird is 45. Okay. So
You got
Bird
that one-
has
so you
more.
got that one wrong because he said Giannis.
All right, well, double check because I
I just did.
but no, you check. Do you check what he said?
Yeah, he said Giannis. I double checked. I just listened to the tape back.
That fast?
Yeah.
Holy smokes! Sorry, I'm an old man, Corey. I did bad. All right, so that's wrong.
That's okay.
So I have him down for 6 then.
I have 6 as well.
Right, and probably 5 to be fair. I don't know which one you fiddled and diddled on, but all right. So this is actually good for you, Corey. You know why?
No.
Because you're not tied, which means you could try again. Can he try next week or
In 2 weeks. I
in
believe,
2
yes.
weeks? If you were tied, you can't do it until someone gets more than 7. So, all right, let's see. Which Marquette player is part of the tallest couple in the world with kids? The total with the wife, 13 feet 8 inches.
I believe it's Jim McElvain.
Jim McElvain is 7'1". His wife, Gwendolyn, is 6'7". That would be 13 feet 8 inches. They used to be the tallest couple in the world, but then a 7'8" Chinese basketball player married someone, and I think they're up to like 13-11, but they don't have kids. So Gwendolyn and Jim McIlvaine are now the tallest couple in the world with kids. Jordan Love, what did you say? You just missed it by one, I think.
No, he said it was correct 26.
He got 26. Yep. Aaron Rodgers, you got wrong.
He's 41.
Aaron Rodgers is 41. And who was the starting quarterback the last time the Packers beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh?
Was it Aaron Rodgers?
Bart Starr, 1970. They won 20-12. Who was the coach of the Packers the last time Green Bay beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh? Who was the coach of the Packers in 1970? Corey? You got to be old.
Lombardi.
After Lombardi, who was the next coach?
Oh, man.
Phil Bankston. And as Dave Robinson told us, he had to hire Bankston because Vince Lombardi knew nothing about defense, and Bankston saved his butt all those years as a defensive coordinator. Great call. Who was the quarterback when Bart Starr beat Pittsburgh? Terry Bradshaw. He was 3 for 20. He had 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions. I hope they talk about that when he's on. He had more passes completed to the Packers than he did to the Steelers. In fact, I think they benched him and brought in Terry Hanratty. NBA career points. Yes, Giannis is 52. Who has more points? Larry Bird is ahead of Giannis. He's 45. Giannis is 52. Who has more, Giannis or Damian Lillard? Corey, I know you got that right. Lillard is 42. Bird is 45, and Giannis is 52. He'll probably pass him this year. Top 3 ranked teams in college football. Tell them, pal.
Ohio State, Indiana, and the Aggies of Texas A&M.
Yes, nobody even knows who their coach is. They just know the last coach got fired for like $80 million, right?
Elko's their head coach. He's the coach at Duke.
Sure, if you can win at Duke, you can win anywhere, right? Wisconsin or this weekend, Oregon is 6th. All right. Wisconsin shut out in back-to-back games for the first time since 1977. Who is the coach?
That was John Jardine?
John Jardine. And to be fair to how bad he was his last year he got fired. They were shut out in 3 of 4 games, Michigan, Ohio State, and Purdue. I didn't even remember this. Maybe you do. 2019, Wisconsin was favored by 31 points and lost to what Big Ten team?
Oh, yeah. Who was it? Illinois, wasn't it?
Illinois is correct. Corey, he's really good. Sorry. 1981, Wisconsin, a 19-point underdog, beat what Big Ten team? You got it right. Michigan. And as an underdog against Oregon, this would have been 7 if you'd have gotten there sooner. Wisconsin is how big an underdog? 34.5 points. I don't know where it would rank in terms of upsets in college football history. Somebody has to look up. Again, Illinois was 31 points, and that's listed as one of the top 5 biggest upsets ever. If Wisconsin would beat Oregon, I mean, that's even greater, 34.5. I don't know. Somebody's got to look. UCLA had an amazing win this year, right? Was it Penn State?
Yeah, Penn State.
But they were like 24, I think.
Yep.
This is 34.5. Somebody look it up. Would it be quite possibly the greatest upset in college football history? How many teams, as a 34.5-point underdog, have ever won a game? Who was it that beat Michigan the one year? Appalachian State?
Yeah, but there was a bigger point spread beater the following week when Stanford, coached by Jim Harbaugh, upset USC.
Really?
That was a bigger point spread.
When Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame was it last year or 2 years ago? Man, maybe it was last year. I think that was a big deal. Look, we need to find.
It says here, I just looked it up. Howard University beat UNLV in 2017, 43-40. Howard was a 44.5-point underdog.
Yeah, Howard, 44.5.
And actually, Howard's quarterback was the younger brother of Cam Newton.
No way. You're making that up.
No, seriously.
So is that the biggest upset ever?
I believe it is, yeah.
But we got 44.5. We got anything else there bigger than 34.5? That tells you what Wisconsin could do.
The one I mentioned, Stanford over USC. Stanford was a 40-point underdog in that one. Syracuse was a 37-point underdog over Louisville.
We're at 3, bigger than 34.5.
Let's see what else we have here. Right. Temple was a 35.5-point underdog over Virginia Tech in 1998.
There you go. We got 4.
The Texas State Bobcats were a 35-point underdog over the Houston Cougars in 2012.
Okay.
Central Michigan was 34.5-point underdogs over Western Michigan in 2000.
Central Michigan,
over Western
34.5.
Yep.
Okay, so that
the
now
Liberty Flames were 34-point underdogs over Baylor.
That's not big enough. Got to be bigger than that.
Yep.
34.5. So I believe you listed 5.
So 6 there. 6.
It would be 6.
Yep. So that would be number 7 then.
So Wisconsin has a chance to do what no Wisconsin school has ever done. I don't even know how often in the history of the school they have been an underdog of 34.5 points. Someone will have to check that up. I don't know where to go. Stats Muse or different places. There you have it. Corey gave it a good run. I think Corey's going to I think Corey, I think you got a chance to be one of the finalists. I think you got an 8 spot in you. But just remember,
I hope so.
If you don't know, pass immediately.
Homer, just to follow up, so the 34.5-point underdog, the Wisconsin Badgers are against Oregon on Saturday, surpasses last year where they were 24.5-point underdogs against Ohio State. The largest underdog line ever for the Badgers was 34 against Michigan in 1989.
1989. What were they last week against Ohio State? Weren't they around 30?
No, they were 24.5 last week against Ohio State,
I guess because it was at home.
Yeah.
Which is tougher, Oregon at Oregon or Ohio State at home?
Oregon at Oregon.
Really?
Yes.
All right, if you say so.
It's hard to play there.
Yeah. This would be the greatest upset in the history of Badger football if they could pull it off. So that's the benefit you have of being that big a dog. This is what's the biggest dog? Sheepdog, isn't there a sheepdog? That's what the Badgers are. German Shepherd. No, it's bigger than that.
The Saint Bernard, isn't it?
No, there's one bigger. That's like
might be a Mastiff.
What you Mastiff? Yes.
What about the Irish Wolfhound?
Irish Wolfhound or whatever. Yeah, the thing that's so tall looks like a horse. All right, Corey. Thanks. Enjoy the $25 gift card. You earned it from Cousin Sub.
Thanks, guys.
And glad. Pebble, where'd you find all that information on the point spreads? Is that a website that
I just Googled it?
Oh, okay. So is that AI that's giving you that right away, or
just some articles that came up?
Okay.
Just do a quick search.
Biggest underdog ever in the history of Wisconsin football. Yeah, even when they beat Michigan, I think Michigan in 1981 was the number 1 team in the country. They were still only a 19-point underdog. Part of that was by that time, Wisconsin had gotten better under Dave McClain. Jason Wilde's next, right? Yeah.
Next. More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right, we've got a new accident. This is on 894 heading southbound, just south of Greenfield Avenue. It is off on the right shoulder, so watch out for delays. They'll stretch back into the zoo interchange, so be prepared for that. We've also got westbound 94 with an accident right at Moreland Road, just a car left over with a squad. It's enough, though. We've got backups pretty much stretching all the way back to the zoo interchange from Moreland Road. Eastbound 94 backing up from the zoo through to about 35th Street. And we've also got southbound 43, a bit of a backup south of Keefe, all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Traffic is brought to you by Dick & Schroff Heating and Cooling, now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Join a winning positive team culture that sets them apart. Apply today at dickandschroff.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, slight chance for a shower, cloudy and breezy, a low of 39. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 51. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more. Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Michelle Smallman.
We came on here yesterday, Ev, and we said Tua is under fire because of the stuff that he said at the podium. There's obviously fractures within that locker room. He's trying to lead in a very vocal and public way that's not bearing fruit for him. Oh, and by the way, he has the worst statistical 2-game stretch of his career. He has consecutive 3 interception games. If you're ever going to make a move at quarterback, now's the time. If you're Mike McDaniel, you're probably not going to survive this anyway. So why not go out there and at least try to do something and inspire the team and get a little bit of a spark with a different quarterback, because Tua clearly is not the answer. But guys, maybe this is above him. Maybe because of the contract, Chris Greer and or Stephen Ross are like, hey, we're paying him. You got to put him out there. This is out of your hands. When he comes out there and says, yeah, I hope we don't throw 10 interceptions, that doesn't really sound like someone who's excited for Tua to go out there and start again this week. Does that sound to you like a coach that's convicted about his quarterback?
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only. And you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It's time for Jason Wilde on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Everybody should get information about the Green Bay Packers from Jason Wilde. Just go to the app, ESPN Wisconsin, and spend a ton of time because Jason Wilde has a lot of options for you to follow his info about the Packers. Good evening, Jason.
Good evening, Homer. How are you?
I'm fine. Looking forward to you talking about Aaron Rodgers for the entire segment.
Oh, it's going to be a short segment then. Hey, listen, you take off the Tuesday and Thursday segments when Anderson and Bulaga are here. You don't get to just say, okay, talk, and then I talk to myself for 10 minutes, and then I hang up.
Generally, I wouldn't do that, but this is different. I just want to hear you and the different thoughts that you have. I saw a report, and I think it's accurate, that the Steelers would like to have Rodgers come back next season. I would too. Long as he stays healthy this year, next year, yeah, not surprised at all if that is accurate. But you know Aaron Rodgers, and you just, I'm sure, have a lot of different things running through your mind, and I just want you to let us be a little part of that.
Yeah, I mean, look, first of all, he said that it's not a revenge game. I'm not sure I necessarily believe.
I don't believe it.
That revenge is probably not the right word for what it is. But I
want to kick their butt game. Would that be a better way?
Yeah, I think that's a fairer way to put it. Like I do think it's undeniably important to him. All right, let's start there. Beyond that, I do believe. Is it important for Matt LaFleur? I mean, I guess, because I do think Matt LaFleur, we all have egos, and I think he wants to show that, hey, I was not just a good coach because I had Aaron Rodgers during the first portion of my tenure. That's that's my dime store psychology on that. But this is all about Rodgers and how he feels and him having a chance to play his former team. And we don't know what the future holds. Like you said, think it was Jeremy Fowler who reported that the Steelers would like him to come back in 2026. Again, we're entering the 7th game of the season for both these teams, so a lot can happen between now and then. But he's 41 years old. He looks like he's turned back the clock after what he endured with the Achilles, and then the first half of last year really struggling to kind of get back to where he had been. Look, you watch him. I know he threw 2 picks last Thursday night, but one of them was actually should have been caught by his receiver. I can't remember if it was DK Metcalf or who it was that got wrestled away from him. Like, he looked great. And talking to a bunch of guys today, that they felt the same way when they watched film of him. So, look, he's this is going to be special. I think what he said, though, and I totally believe him when he says this, it's different that it's in Pittsburgh. And I don't want to say that he's necessarily glad it's in Pittsburgh because I don't know how he feels. But it would be a lot more emotional and a lot more powerful if it was him coming back to Green Bay. And he was talking about that today with the Pittsburgh reporters about how, this is, he remembers going to the Piggly Wiggly and people talking to him when he was shopping and, all those kinds of things. Name checking his favorite restaurant in Swamico, Chives. Like he's, I think if this game was being played at Lambeau Field, I think it would be much more challenging for him emotionally. And I still think there's going to be an emotional component for him. But, the other thing he pointed out, and this is true, there's not that many guys that were on the team in 2022. And the ones that were, like I was talking to Zach Tom today about this. Zach Tom has emerged as a really good player for these guys. He was a rookie 4th-round pick back then. And he didn't have a ton of interaction with Rodgers beyond regular work-related stuff. So there's not that same level of connectivity to the team. And he brought up in his conversation with the Steelers writers, like, it's nothing like the Brett Favre game. I mean, Brett Favre went to the most, and these are his words, not mine, he went to the most hated rival. I mean, that ratcheted up the emotion a millionfold. And I've told you this before, and we've talked about it before, like, Favre rose to the occasion in both those games in 2009, first at the Metrodome and then here. By the same token, the Packers were so obsessed with beating the guy that they played like garbage in both games, frankly. Rodgers played well, but as a team, they weren't very good. And so, I just don't – there are some similarities in terms of the iconic nature of the quarterback facing his former team. But in terms of the actual, level of emotion and all that other stuff, I do think it's different.
Yeah, see, that was awesome. Thank you. All right, now.
You're welcome.
My questions for Jason Wilde. You can answer if you wish. Question 1. Is Rodgers a good person?
Yes.
Would you like to elaborate? You aren't required to.
No, I mean, he is a complicated person. There are certainly things, like I believe that I'm a good person. There are certain things that I would do differently than what he does.
Is there anything at the top of that list or that you want to mention or not?
Nothing that I want to mention publicly, like the process we went through with you discussing your father, the famous Dr. Herb True, earlier today. But I do think that being there for one of my biggest things is that when someone that you care about is going through a difficult time, I want to make sure I'm there for them in any way that I can. And maybe that's in no way at all, but I always want to offer. And so, I think when I look at some of the things that have evolved, not from a political standpoint, not from a weirdness standpoint in some people's minds, I mean, he's a complicated fella. And I don't like the fact that Mark Murphy quoted the late, great Ted Thompson when Ted wasn't there to either say, yeah, that's what I said, or no, that's not what I said. It is accurate. And so but I don't question whether he's a good person or not. I've seen too much of his goodwill to think that, but at the same time, he's handled some things that I would have handled differently.
Is he or has he played at some point the position better than anybody you've ever seen play it?
Yes, for sure. And look,
because
winning is the ultimate. Well, because and I won't. It's not me. It's Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady has said that, quoted on the record, like Tom Brady is the greatest winner in NFL history, right? Him and Starr and whoever else you want to put in that group. But he is the greatest winner. I mean, he left Belichick and won another Super Bowl without him.
And given that he played with a much wider range of players than Bart Starr ever did.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. And so but Tom Brady has said that Aaron Rodgers is the most talented guy to ever play the position. And we can get into how football is a team game, and we can get into who he played with and whether he had, like, Brady has said that if he had Bill Belichick as his coach, he would have thrown for 7,000 yards in a season if Rodgers had him. Now, again, Aaron Rodgers is also a very strong-willed person, and I don't know if he, like Brady, would have found the proper common ground or not. But I don't think there's any question. Who am I to say that Tom Brady is wrong in saying that Aaron Rodgers is the most talented guy to ever play the position?
If I thought he was wrong, I would say he was wrong, but it's not a position.
Yeah, but I don't think he's wrong.
Yeah,
so.
Many others have said it as well. And lastly, from Jason Wilde, you've been great to do this. What do you believe bothers Aaron Rodgers the most?
That he hasn't won more. Like, I think there are players, I don't think there's any question that there are players that they got one title and they're in the club and they don't care. Don't care is strong. Mm-hmm. It doesn't devastate them. And while I don't think he's defined by football completely and all those kinds of things that we talk about, I think he really believes that as good as he has been and as good as he believes he still is, even if it's a different type of good. 11, when, they lose to the Giants at home. 14, certainly, when they melt down in Seattle. And 20, when he finally gets to go head-to-head with Tom Brady with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. I would say that those three games, probably more than any, haunt him. I don't know about 21, maybe. Right, 21 they lose at home and they stunk on offense, and they lose to the 49ers again as a number one seed coming off of a bye. But you look at those four games. I do believe that if he drank some, what's your big thing? Fireball,
yes, on the rocks.
If he drank some of that or ayahuasca or whatever it might be, he would probably say that it pisses him off that he didn't have better defenses like Brady had. But he would never say that, I don't think, publicly. So those are I think that's what bothers. All the other stuff, the Goody didn't or Ted didn't add, I think that's on the list too. Like, I'm sure he believes that there were times when Ted Thompson could have made the team better and it would have made them win more Super Bowls too. But at the core of all that is that they didn't win enough.
I don't know that he would answer my question, but if I could ask him one question, it would be, what the hell happened to you? If I wanted an answer, I would say, what's the deal with you and your family? Come on. But I don't know if you'd answer that. If you had only a chance to ask him one more question the rest of your life, what would yours be?
I don't. There's a few thoughts that I have. It would not be about his family. Not all of us have had healthy relationships with our parents or whatever it might be. So I don't, he and I talked about that a lot of times over the years. So that would not be it. To me, I would like to know, for a guy who oftentimes is the smartest guy in the room and wants you to know that he's the smartest guy in the room, I do wonder what regrets he does have, not in terms of not winning more or not from football necessarily, but like whether it's in terms of relationships, again, not his family specifically, but just in terms of like, all of his friends. I mean, Keyshawn Nixon was just joking about it the other day. Like, he's not the greatest communicator, and Keyshawn. That's why it meant so much to Keyshawn when after the Washington game in Week 2 on Thursday night, he came back to his phone and he'd gotten a text from Rodgers talking about how well he played. He broke up all those passes in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's his connectivity sometimes to people that I think are important to him is not always on. I mean, those guys joke about it all the time. Like, all of them do. Like, his guy Ed, who handles who's one of his agents, jokes about it too. He'll respond to a random text about The Office, but then when he actually needs them for something, he doesn't get a reply. Like, those kinds of things.
Right.
But again, bottom line is, if you think he's a bad person, I disagree with him on a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I would hope that people don't view him through that prism.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, Homer, take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, all Packers all the time. Tim Van Voren, Fox 6 Sports. Soon, I am next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right, we've got a new accident. This is on 894 heading southbound, just south of Greenfield Avenue. It is off on the right shoulder, so watch out for delays. They'll stretch back into the zoo interchange, so be prepared for that. We've also got westbound 94 with an accident right at Moreland Road. Just a car left over with a squad. It's enough, though. We've got backups pretty much stretching all the way back to the zoo interchange from Moreland Road. Eastbound 94 backing up from the zoo through to about 35th Street. And we've also got southbound 43, a bit of a backup south of Keefe, all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Traffic is brought to you by Dick & Schroff Heating and Cooling, now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Join a winning positive team culture that sets them apart. Apply today at dickandschroff.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, slight chance for a shower, cloudy and breezy, a low of 39. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 51. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan, less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
What does the skeleton say before dinner? A bon appetit. And why did the ghost go to the bar? For the booze. Yeah, Halloween jokes can be corny. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Since 1960, we've provided the most spooktacular selection and savings in town. From skull-shaped vodka bottles and pumpkin cream liqueurs to adult trick-or-treat bags and your favorite seasonal wines and beers. We've got the spirits to get you in the spirit. Combine our selection with everyday low prices and 2 convenient locations, and Discount Liquor is the one trick-or-treat stop you can't skip. Discount Liquor, locally owned and family operated with 2 locations, in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow in Maine. See all of our specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC? Dick & Schroff Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Schroff offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandschroff.com. Dick & Schroff Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandschroff.com.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com.
Homer for Window Nation. It's October, and if you've got old windows, that means you're back to dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. Eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation in Milwaukee. This month, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. With the holidays coming up, it's a big deal, and they can do it so quickly. Don't miss out on free windows and 0 payments for 2 years with Window Nation, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Visit windownation.com before October 31st to get started.
Rain Man is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Crispy chicken tenders are now available at Cousin Subs. Order today in store at cousinsubs.com or with the Cousins app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Tim Van Voorn, Fox 6 Sports coming up. Yes, it's the Bucks season opener tonight against Chris Middleton and Washington. Every game. Tune in to Behind the Bucks podcast on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and H&R benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks brings you exclusive access and untold stories about the greatest stars and moments in Bucks history. Go behind the scenes of Giannis's Emmy-nominated documentary. Hear about the true origins of Bucks and Six, that culture, and more. Behind the Bucks on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher. Everybody is, not everybody, many people now following the show on YouTube. Do you think the Packers are going to trade for a cornerback? No. Do I think they should? Yes. I think we need a center and should move Elton back to guard. That would provide depth and get the offensive line going again. I'll ask Brian Bulaga about that. Valentine is the better option at CB2. And 1988 against Miami, that was Miami, Florida. The Badgers were a 40-point underdog, says someone. Pebble's going to look it up. I doubt it, because Pebble has been giving us all the other numbers. But if it is, that's what I like about Twitter and now YouTube, because if you're not right, someone will say it, and then you can look it up, and if it's so, get it right. Window Nation, I tell you they're great. Their customers tell you they're great. 90% customer satisfaction. They can install in 1 day depending on the size of the job. Yes, Window Nation, I say they can do it now. They can do it right now. And given that October is here, if you got old windows, that means you're back to dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. And you need it done now because the weather's changing. It can be done now, right now. Eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation in Milwaukee. This month, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. And it's a big deal. And again, they'll do it right now. Don't miss out on free windows and 0 payments for 2 years with Window Nation, a proud partner of the Brewers. Visit windownation.com before October 31st to get started. You get 9 days. You're not doing it right if you don't go with Window Nation. And if you don't, when you call them, say, Homer said you can do it. Not now, but right now. Tim Van Voorn next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more. Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Zero restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store, but they're extremely hard to find.
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring,
you can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
if you want something that's breathtakingly one of a kind,
come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Middleton's Joey Passaglia. Passaglia is a senior on the Middleton football team and is the starting quarterback and captain for the Cardinals. In a 56-7 win over Madison La Follette, Passaglia had 4 total touchdowns, 3 passing and 1 rushing. Through 7 weeks of the season, Passaglia has over 1,700 total yards of offense with 17 total touchdowns and 129 completions. Off the football field, he's also a star on the baseball diamond for the Cardinals. Congrats to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Middleton High School's Joey Passaglia.
Penalty flags? Not here. Carbless is the clean play that every football fan can agree on. With 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and just 100 calories, you get all the flavor without the penalty. Whether you're tailgating outside the stadium, hosting a crew at home, or watching solo in your lucky jersey, Carbless brings premium cocktails right into the huddle. Made to be refreshingly delicious and game day ready, Carbless keeps fans cheering from kickoff to the final whistle. So this season, skip the sugar, skip the carbs, and make the winning call. Find your bliss with Carbless.
Tim Van Voren is brought to you by The Ticket King, your local and most trusted source for Green Bay football tickets. Visit theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007. Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The 3 most important letters in sports. Even better than those.
TVV.
It's Fox 6 Sports Director Tim Van Voren on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN. Tim Van Voren is brought to you by The Ticket King, your local and most trusted source for Green Bay football tickets. Visit theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007.
Then I should be suspended for bringing him on so late. We need more time with Tim Van Voren. All right, TVV. What do you want to say? You got 30 seconds on Aaron Rodgers as the Packers face Aaron Rodgers and his team. What do you want to say about Aaron Rodgers and this game in your 30 seconds?
I'm fascinated by it. It means way more to Rodgers than the Packers. Rodgers doing all he can to downplay that on Wednesday with the no animosity type comments. I've been on record. I think this is a redemptive season for Aaron Rodgers, and nothing would give him more redemption than to beat the Packers on a Sunday night.
Of all that you hear by others about Aaron Rodgers, what do you believe is the most inaccurate, or when you hear it, you go, they just don't know him?
That this game doesn't matter to him. I've heard people say that. More people obviously have said it does, because this is the type of thing that would matter tremendously to Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it's a manufactured need to win this football game for him, but it's there.
As a person, did he change in your interaction with him in his time at Green Bay?
Sure he did. Probably for a variety of reasons. Most notably, though, I always think is that, the bigger you get, the more people you have tugging on your chain. I mean, I think that's really true. I think, we'll see if it happens to Jordan Love. The more obligations you have, the more agendas in your life, you obviously are influenced by that. So, yes, he changed. Most guys change. You come in as a rookie, you'll talk to the media, you're happy to do whatever. Your life is simpler than it is, 10 years into a career if you're an all-pro type player.
Bucks opened the season, and I said he was done after last year, and I think I would have been right if you hadn't had some Achilles injuries in the league. But how do you think is appropriate to tell people, you better watch Giannis, this might be his last year, or is that saying too much?
I don't think it's saying too much. I think, given where the team is, expectations-wise at least for the team, and Giannis's very well-known intent on playing for championships, this could be his last season in Milwaukee. Sure. I do think the Bucks are being undervalued going into the year. I kept reading down the athletic power rankings, going. 20? The Bucks are 20?
That's idiotic.
You kidding me? That's idiotic.
They can make.
Alone.
Yeah, I think they can make the Eastern Conference Final. Indiana's not the same with an Achilles. Boston's not the same with an Achilles. It's a chance they probably never anticipated without those two injuries.
You know what? You take your Houston Rockets take some championships when Michael Jordan wasn't playing. Yeah, absolutely. So what if the other teams in the conference are weakened? Giannis alone makes them a finals contender, as far as I'm concerned, an Eastern Conference finals contender at least, 20th in the NBA. So, I think the Bucks are being severely underestimated this year going in. And if they exceed expectations and there's a feel-good vibe about things, maybe it's not Giannis's last season. But I would, if I'm a Bucks fan and a Giannis fan, make an attempt to see him live this season.
Comment on the Brewers and, without a doubt to me, Shohei Ohtani with the greatest athletic performance in the history of sports.
Certainly in postseason baseball, I would have to say, you're one to go a long ways with a lot of absolutes, Homer. I'd have to give it some more thought on that.
I want you to.
Postseason singular.
3 homers and struck out 10.
Yep. No, I'm not taking anything away from the guy at all. I'd like to give it a little more thought on, how wide your stage is there. But I would say this. The Brewer problems were not solely because of the Dodgers pitching. The last 7 games of the season, Homer, last 7 games of the Brewers season, they did not have a crooked run inning. Come on now. When they were rolling, they were piling up 3-run innings, 4-run innings.
Say that again.
In the last 7 games of their season, which goes back into the Cubs series, Game 3 of the Cubs series, they did not have a crooked run inning.
So it would be easy to state they were fortunate to beat the Cubs.
They got 3 solo homers in that last game. That moved them along. So I think you're right.
And everybody...
That's a good stat.
It's unbelievable. Now it'd been nice to know at the end of the regular season. Did you know it then?
No, I'm saying through the Cubs series and the Dodgers series, the last 7 games of the what the Brewers ended up playing. So that's when their offense went. Their offense just, you're not gonna. How are you gonna win?
You can't.
Homer?
You can't. It's amazing they won as much as